Good evening, English learners. I am Professor Whitepaws. Tonight, we open a story with ghosts, gold, and a little ghostly humiliation. Let's begin. The Canterville Ghost by Oscar Wilde. A quick fact before we dive in. Oscar Wilde was famous not only for his writing, but for his wit. At US Customs, he once joked he had nothing to declare except his genius. This story, written in 1887, mixes something spooky with something funny, a combination Wilde adored. In Session 1, an American family, the Otises, buy a very old, very haunted English house. Before we hear what happens, 3 words to keep your ears open for. Ghost, a spirit of a dead person seen by the living. Stain, a dirty mark that's hard to remove. Haunted, a place where a ghost appears. Now, let's listen to how the Otis family meets their new home, and the stain that simply will not come out.
The story begins when the Otis family from America decides to buy an old English house called Canterville Chase. Mr. Otis is a practical, modern man, and he does not believe in old superstitions. His wife is calm and sensible too, and together they have 4 children. 2 mischievous twin boys who are always looking for adventure, an older teenage son named Washington, who is confident and stylish, and a quiet, thoughtful younger daughter named Virginia, who is kind and observant. Before the family moves in, a neighbor named Lord Canterville visits them to explain the history of the house. He warns them honestly. The house has a ghost, and his own family has never been able to live there in peace because of it. He even tells them that his aunt once saw the ghost and was so frightened that she never fully recovered. Mr. Otis simply laughs at the idea. He tells Lord Canterville that in modern America, they do not believe in old ghosts, only new inventions and progress, and that if a ghost really existed somewhere in the world, some enterprising American museum would have already bought it and put it on display. Lord Canterville is a little surprised by this confidence, but he agrees to sell the house anyway, secretly wondering how long this cheerful, fearless family will last in the old, dark rooms of Canterville Chase.
The family arrives at the house on a warm afternoon, and they are immediately struck by how beautiful and old-fashioned everything looks. Tall, dark trees line the driveway, ravens fly overhead, and the housekeeper, an elderly woman named Mrs. Umney, greets them formally at the door, curtsying and welcoming them in a serious, old-fashioned way. She leads them into the library, a cozy room with a fireplace and tall bookshelves, and it is here that Mrs. Otis first notices a strange, dark red stain on the wooden floor near the fireplace. Curious, she asks Mrs. Umney about it.
Quick pronunciation tip. In ghost, the letters GH are silent for the H sound. It's just G, not like in laugh. Try it with me. Ghost. Ghost. Good. Let's pause here. Why did Lord Canterville warn the Otis family before they bought the house? And what did Mrs. Umney say about that strange stain on the floor? Take a moment, then continue.
Mrs. Umney's face becomes very serious, and she explains in a low, dramatic voice that the stain is a blood stain that can never, ever be removed, no matter how hard anyone scrubs it. It is the blood, she says, of Lady Eleanor de Canterville, who was murdered on that very spot nearly 300 years earlier by her own husband, Sir Simon de Canterville. Since that terrible night, she tells them, the ghost of Sir Simon has haunted the house without rest, and many people who have stayed at Canterville Chase have seen or heard him, and none of them have ever forgotten the experience.
The Otis family listens politely, but they are not impressed. Washington, the confident older son, simply shrugs and says that in America they have a wonderful stain remover called Pinkerton's Champion Stain Remover, and before anyone can stop him, he takes out a small bottle and rubs the mysterious stain vigorously with a cloth. Within a minute, the 300-year-old stain is completely gone, and the family laughs, pleased with their practical American solution. Mrs. Umney looks faint and shocked, as if something terrible is about to happen, but she says nothing more and quietly leaves the room. That night, as the family finally goes to bed after a long day of travel, everything in the house seems calm and peaceful at first. But just past midnight, a strange, unnatural cold passes through the long corridor outside the bedrooms, and a low, metallic rattling sound, like heavy chains dragging slowly across an old stone floor, begins somewhere in the darkness. Behind a hidden door near the end of the hallway, the true ghost of the house, Sir Simon, is quietly getting ready, adjusting his ancient, tattered clothing and practicing his most horrifying expression in a cracked mirror, completely unaware that the family sleeping just a few steps away will not react to him the way 300 years of English families always have.
So tell me, why wasn't Mr. Otis afraid, even after Lord Canterville's warning? Share your answer below. Next time, the ghost fights back with his best tricks yet. Subscribe so you don't miss session 2. Until then, I'm Professor Whitepaws.